following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
To see such heavy rain.
Of course! Of course!
The Archers, what houses were they both from in the finals?
One was Ultram, one was Draconin.
Which was the one that won?
Sorry, well, no, one was Draconin and one was
it was
House Remen.
Yeah.
The one from
And
House
Remen won.
Remen won,
he
but died. Yeah.
And then was
But was resurrected for, at least for now.
Yeah, they sprung for the cheap resurrection and it worked. So he lost a point of con.
Hence the scar not being healed and stuff.
There was that. I mean, I don't know if this is weird. There was that young person who took part who refused to stay down.
Whose house was he with?
I think he was just a peasant boy.
No, he was one of the Crossed.
Crossmen.
Oh, okay.
The Crossmen serve the state, not any particular house. They're very apart and proud of it.
He was part of the Crossman.
Then that's not abnormal. That's... No, I mean... Like the Archers. He didn't... Obviously, he was... Both Archers were so skilled that they had to get into that extra part. He shot him. He didn't miss. He shot him. It was proven by their, as you said, their arrows hitting. Stuff like that. What about in the three-man events? What happened? Is there any...
Well, Draconin just cleaned up the three-man events.
They did very well at disguising how well their units work together.
They just entered a bunch of teams, right?
They did it in a very precise, very manner. So that they wouldn't be booed for it. In fact, it was very
a
impressive.
masterclass in battlefield tactics.
Maybe that's more them showing that that on the battlefields they are an organised, coordinated unit. I don't think
anyone who has either battlefield tactics or etiquette at a -4 can make a roll to determine what that might have been about.
Dead on.
Okay, dead on. That's the Price is Right. The only better result is a natural 20. Okay, that could have been staged as a don't fuck with us. Like a big grandstanding move is like, look, we just cleaned you all up. Look how good we are.
They were obviously making a show of it.
That would make sense with the Archers too. If the Draconin Archer killed the other one on purpose...
I have to pee!
Even if they knew the chances were they would get resurrected, it would be a show of power that we're not afraid to kill people who stand against us.
the question is, where does House Draconin stand?
They stand against this supposed coup.
It would seem that they would be
they'd be
not against us because they're the ones who have been framed for...
And the other one standing for House Remen, is it? The one in power at the moment?
The Archduke is in power.
Yeah, I don't think they've got he has a house, doesn't he?
Just checking notes in case there's anything on who the Archduke is.
Well, the Archduke Gadolf is a visionary genius and nothing is wrong.
No. I hope Gerald, my message before I burnt down with him.
Before he stopped having a brain.
With a bite.
It'll be alright later on. The Archduke, does he have a house originally?
Yeah, Schmidtler.
Schmidtler, okay. Right.
Well, that would explain why Gandalf is his champion, basically.
This is... We don't know enough about the internal politics. Is there anything in...
Sir Adolf's original house was Hotzendorf. If you're referring to Sir Adolf.
Oh, Sir Adolf, yeah.
you know,
he gave all that up to join the Crossmen.
we're about to trying to link Draconin with the current state. As in, they back the current state.
Well, the information I gave you indicates that a couple of their minor, or not minor, but lesser than Duke functionaries are in line for the advisor role, along with one of the Goebbels, I believe.
Yeah.
So they currently so
The
it
Ultrons.
shows that they Ultron
There's one of them and like 2 Draconins. Draconin also funds the Butchers and owns most of the land around here.
which they don't really want a coup because
Most military, they're the biggest house.
they wouldn't want a coup because the coup would
Because they're already on top.
they're already on top.
And they serve to gain much
Yeah.
from the advisory position.
You could be slightly more on top.
Yeah,
That's
but
a dangerous game to play.
it's better to be
Only if you lose.
it's better to be in second place because second place doesn't get overthrown.
It's never good enough.
Whoever is trying to stop us has been doing it since the roadblock.
If only you knew which house Viscount Maxwell was patroned by.
Wasn't it
Try since we crossed the Sapphire.
there?
That was when we first ran into problems with Percy.
So who is in this your count? Viceroy.
Sorry?
The one that's stopping us from getting
Viscount Maxwell.
Viscount. Yes, sorry. Your
Yeah,
names are
because
confusing.
it's
What house does he align with?
No idea. That's why I'm reading all these books to try to figure all this
Felgakau.
We could ask Count Hector. He would know. I leveled up.
That's exciting.
Let's go.
It's a full health restore, and I get all my mana back.
Save that one for later.
I always stored my level ups for when I was about to die.
Yeah.
And I just tab up. There, that's all that back.
Level ups are the ultimate potion.
It's just always unfortunate when you realise you had 3 level ups at once and you go, oh, that extra stuff I could have paid to level up to... Oh.
Anyway, carrying on.
Is there anything in the notes, Saphiro? We need to find Roya.
But Viscount Maxwell, his patron is Lady Daphne Spee of House Ultron. That's the one we want.
And that would explain
Oh my god.
so
you
much.
guys only just worked out who's behind all this right now.
Well, there's so many webs in this, right? So
I spend months laying out these bits. You haven't even come
it's
across
following.
half of them.
It's like pulling at the threads. and
Because we
following
were
them
too
all.
busy chasing after
And then the
Roman.
lizard comes around the corner and beats you up.
Because it was House Aldrin that had the...
The army out. They had doing the training.
Yeah, but they are the ones that had the...
The men in the double R.
the experiments.
It was their
it
building.
was their buildings.
You probably couldn't definitely say that for the second one you guys found.
That was in
Shadowheart.
Okay, so according to Royer's notes, Katrina Goebbels and Karl Kressenstein are currently Archduke's favourites. So they would be most likely to probably be the new advisor.
So they're trying to
Credit House Draconin.
discredit them, yes.
And all we have done is help.
Yes.
Where does Remnant stand? This is the question I'd be asking. Actually, it probably wouldn't be at this point. I would probably have forgotten House Remnant even existed.
I did mention it, but again, I don't know enough about.
Prince Herman of House Roman is basically a teenager who's, according to Royer, she, and I quote, too good, like way too good. He could easily be eaten alive by this sort of stuff.
Also, if he saw House Draconin in a bad light, he would side with House Aldrin, wouldn't he? Is what that says.
It is likely, yes. If he is even truly in control of his house, given his age. He'll be influencing his marshals.
I think we need to focus less on Draconin and more on House Aldrin. What they've been doing. Or what they haven't been doing.
Oh, I have another idea. So we get the treasure, and we leave.
That's the problem. House Aldrin has our treasure. They are our issue at this moment.
Well, actually, I believe the Duke has the treasure, and it's him we have to plead our case to.
Against
The Viscount.
the Viscount,
Against
who has his ear at the moment.
It's a shame he is aligned with House Ultron. There would have been an opportunity to turn an enemy into an ally.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Well, when you're involved, maybe.
There's an easy solution.
Do you say that?
Take the easy. Oh, no, of course he's not. Easy, lawful, evil way of doing this, which would cause all of you to have alignment shifts, if only.
You would think if Ultron really just wants Use out of the way.
Use?
Well, in regard to the treasure thing. Wouldn't they just make it easier to claim,
The easiest way would just be to give you the treasure.
or to allow you to claim a portion, speed the things along, get you out of here?
It was incredibly convenient for us to be in the city as long as we were in the city. Look how much we fucked Roman.
They may give it over now, and we may be able to leave.
Because you see, Saphira won the Grand Melee. Why wouldn't they give such a champion as...
And they would put more faith in the play and the other things standing against Roman.
They might even throw more in to say thank you.
Really, his attempts on their lives continue despite. Surely they don't think they can kill everyone at once.
That's why we need to know who this person works for and work our way back. Because quite likely he'll think that he works for Roman Reigns of House Draconin. But then we need to find the person that talked to him and go back.
Did something else happen?
They tried to assassinate Saphiro as we got out of the carriage outside.
How hard did they try?
Silver arrow crossbow bolt.
It was silver.
Yes.
Probably
Just
answer
one crossbow bolt, though.
It missed his head by a fraction. If he hadn't have turned to talk to me, we'd be resurrecting him by now.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. In order to... We have too much money, Sue. In order to kill us, you would have to kill everyone. One crossbow bolt.
Religion roll, holiness, cleric roll.
Nope. 1.
Yep, no, he's right.
I was going to pipe up with, well, they could take the money.
In order to kill us, they'd have to kill all of us. One crossbow bolt does not an entire party kill.
Yes. But if they believe that he is the head of the party, that we would disband afterwards. That he is the only thing holding us and driving us.
Well, that if they succeeded, it would be easier to mob the rest of us up.
That's correct.
Although, I'm not sure how they would do that here.
They don't know about that here.
Resurrections
Well, I'm
also
sure they
take
do
time.
now.
No, they won't.
If they were watching their man.
If they were watching their man, they would have found that watcher. Because that's what the other guards do. The ones you don't see. That's... They haven't been in this country for so long with so little people knowing about them. They make sure no one
You've got
knows.
to realise how really tight that secret is.
Yeah.
For such a very open thing.
It's the same in my country to a degree.
What's the name of that? You said there was some knight who was killed in front of you.
Breslau.
Just off it.
See, in Royan notes here, the most frequent interactions between Ultron and Draconian forces is Sir Barslav, the Bold of House Ultron patronage.
Yes. That was where this note came from.
So he is of House Ultron.
From the correspondence you had of those little notes and the correspondence there, you could infer that he was
A plant.
Roman's inside man,
Yeah, so it's like,
which would only support your current theory.
yeah. So even though he was of that house, he was obviously working for Roman,
For Roman.
therefore House Draconian as
You have to
well.
remember, while house loyalty is important, loyalty to your monarch, in this case it's an archduke, is more
important.
You being served would just know that.
So what he was doing wasn't dishonourable. It was for the country.
That moment when your table realizes that the guy they've been hunting down for 3 months was working to stop something worse. And you just fucked it.
That's why I think we should leave.
But you're quite happy if the country burns.
Fire burning in the state nightmares.
We have to try and salvage this
Do we?
because we've become
We've
involved in its potential downfall.
We could just leave.
No,
Maybe we should talk to House Draconin.
they won't allow us in there.
I'm sure we could find a way to have a word. Maybe there's a way to undo the damage we've done. Maybe not all of it.
I don't think we can go about this formally and obviously. We need to send a message somehow. A message that will be listened to.
No, I've helped you too much.
No.
Hector might be able to get in a word for us.
You know, we could actually do this very formally and very obviously.
One tip our hand instantly that we've worked out what's going on and that our enemies know that we're onto them.
play? Get Otelo and Catsby in on it. Catsby's very convincing. All you have to do is let him in.
And what's that?
No, I mean, like, We haven't done anything intelligently this whole time. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
So, if we actually think about this and do it in a smart way, and they'll understand immediately that we figured it out. But if we just go to House Draconin because we don't like Roman very much, it makes us seem more ignorant than we are. We are currently the least ignorant we've ever been in this town. So we need to make people keep thinking we're ignorant.
So we go like, we seek to call them out. Something. When we're inside.
Local knowledge check.
What's that would that be?
Just roll a d20, and if you get not a 1, you win.
That's all.
2 is not a 1!
Cutting it close! That's like dead on, right?
Sure! There is 0 way in hell any of you get to see the Duke. What's his name of Dracone? Heinrich over there. There's 0 chance you can just walk in and say, I want to see the Duke, and they'll be like, sure. You'd have to set up a meeting with a fucking knight or a baron, and then
Or
and
a
then
knight. Or a
there's
marshal.
none of you even remotely come close to being able to get that kind of access. He has people for that.
So Reinhard was here.
But
We could have
the
used him as a
champion.
No, he's got the guy who keeps on paying. The one that looks after the outer city.
The burger.
The burger.
He's really low on the totem pole.
Yeah, but it's...
Local knowledge checks
it-
and force. Like, he can't arrange a meeting with the Duke.
I bet he can arrange for the next one.
He might be able to tie us to a knight or to a marshal.
What if we
From
pass...
this point of view, why would he pass you on to his higher contact? He'd lose out on the bribe money that you guys would give him to do
Correct,
stuff.
he would...
Well,
There's
what
no
if
way it's in his
the
interest to
message
do it.
we get to hand on to him is the gauntlet?
The gauntlet.
Did you not tell us you had that?
Oh, fuck
Oh,
no.
fuck, you didn't.
No, I
Okay,
don't,
sorry.
In fact,
What,
you don't.
I don't have it.
what if the message we pass on to him is the spear?
But we don't have a spear.
We've got 2 of them.
They are not his spears.
Yes, but
Memory check. Anyone who's seen real Roman.
oh, okay.
I don't think I have.
2!
Real Roman was walking around on a long staff. He does not seem to use the iconic spear. So you would hand over a spear and they'd go, neat, what's this? A spear? Thanks. My spear now.
Yeah, but if we're trying to act like we're ignorant and
Yeah, but the problem is we still need to get
So your
in
enemies
there.
would see that, but then the people you're trying to get in contact with would be like, okay, cool, fuckwits, thanks for the spear.
Yeah.
This means nothing to us. Your enemies would go, aha, the fools, they're falling for it. But you don't get the other part of the whammy
No,
you're
no.
trying to get.
But we
which
can
is-
still use the spear.
We
It's
have a
like,
Roya.
This was Roman's spear. We've got it.
Do we?
I mean, I don't know if it helps that House Draconin is the major funder of the Witchers.
Who just came after you in a big way.
I'm waiting until I'm alone with Edrin before I ring that up.
Well,
Redimir. When was the last time you went hunting with Sir Maximilian?
Last week,
Last week sometime.
Are you likely to go again soon?
maybe.
he said he's busy trying to work out about
In fact, the last
two
thing
armies.
he said was he was going to the Schlieffen Hall to
Schlieffen
talk
Hall,
with
yeah.
the heads of the armies, the marshals of the armies, because he's like, there's 2 honking great big armies outside the city. That ain't right.
When you're hunting, there's no one around to hear you talk.
Also,
right?
the social contract is that if you're on the hunt, you can informally broach other subjects and not really be called down for it because you're on the hunt. It's a sort of situation where you have an opportunity to bring up stuff you normally could never discuss.
See, if we went and took the spear, House Draconin might just... No one would recognize it. But our enemies would recognize that we still think it's Roman, right? But if you talk to Maximilian, he could maybe arrange a meeting with
His aunt.
Duke Imric.
His aunt.
Or his aunt.
Who was his aunt?
His aunt's married to. His aunt's married to him. Mr. Conan.
There was someone, wasn't
I think it is his aunt.
His aunt.
His cousin.
there?
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?